Welcome to my show, Blonde and Beyond. My name is Judge Lee First. I'm a retired judge from the Workers' Compensation Board. I was the supervising judge. I'm a former president of the Metropolitan Women's Bar Association. I used to be a practicing trial attorney before I became a judge. I'm also an author. I wrote a book, Justice is Blonde, How You Can Have Fun Being Orthodox. It has a subtitle, The Unorthodox Story of an Orthodox Woman. I'm also a rabbi's daughter. And today's show is going to be a lot of fun because we are going to have all jokes. It's going to be a comedy half hour, because I know so many jokes and I have to get them out to you. So first of all, I have a lot to study here. I want to tell you about three young men. They meet, and one says, "You want to know what happened to me? I bought a boat. I have a captain. I have everything. Fabulous." So the other young man looks at him and says, "Think that's something? I bought a home in the Hamptons. You can't imagine." So they look at the third guy. "How come you're not saying anything? What's new with you?" He said, "Nothing. My parents are still alive." Very funny. If you're a parent, you can appreciate that. How about when the woman wakes up her husband in the middle of the night? She said, "Robert, if I die, are you going to get married again?" He said, "Look, I want to sleep. Don't bother me now." So he said, "Okay, maybe I'll get married again." She said, "I want to ask you another question. If I die, are you going to let your new wife live in this gorgeous home?" He said, "Oh, don't bother me. All right, you live in this house. I have to ask you, if I die, are you going to let your new wife wear all my jewelry?" He said, "Look, I have to sleep. She'll wear your jewelry." So she said, "One more question I want to ask you. If I die, would you let your new wife wear all my gorgeous dresses?" He said, "She can't. She's a size 4. Now, I used to be a lawyer, so there's so many lawyer jokes, but anyway, why are lawyers buried 20 feet deep when they die instead of 4 feet, 6 feet? 20 feet deep. You know why? Because deep down, they're good people. Very funny. Now, some of my jokes, of course, are old and some are new, but I mean, they bear repeating. Now, the question has been asked, how do we know that the Messiah is Chabad, Lubavitch? You know how? He's very late in coming. I'm sure you people who know Lubavitchers will appreciate that. Now, did you hear about this comedian? She said, she was telling this story, she said, "I want to get married, but I don't want to have any children." The people said, "Why not?" She said, "What if I have children and they grow up and they hate me and they're nasty to me and they can't stand me?" So her friend looks at her and says, "What do you mean by what if?" This is addressed to parents who would certainly appreciate that joke. Now, did you hear about these three people? They're having dinner. The Japanese man, a Frenchman, and a Jewish man. In the middle of dinner, the Japanese man takes out his eye, his glass eye. They look at him. "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, this is nothing. This is my computer." He goes like that. "Okay," puts the eye back. They eat some more. The Frenchman, all of a sudden he takes out his teeth. "Why do you take it out? You think that's nothing? This is my little radio listening, you know." And he puts them back in and they continue to eat. All of a sudden, the Jewish man, he ate a lot of beans, chillin', and a lot of noise came out from his behind. Oh boy, gas came out. He's making a concert. They look at him. "What are you doing?" So the Jewish man said, "That's nothing. I'm only getting a fax." Quick thinking, quick thinking. Now, what is the difference between a happy marriage and a fairy tale? The answer is, at least in a fairy tale, it happens once in a lifetime. A fairy tale can happen once in a lifetime. Once upon a time. Now, a man says to his friend, for $100, could I kiss your wife? So he says, well, maybe for $100 I'll let this guy kiss my wife. Oh, he's so happy. He starts kissing the guy's wife. Oh, every time he kisses her, I don't know. He kisses her, he says, I don't know. So the husband says, what is this I don't know? So the man says, I don't know where I'm going to get the $100. Now, a woman, she never liked her husband. She was married 35 years. She never showed any emotion to her husband. What happened, the only time that she started to show emotion is when he died. Would you believe at his funeral, the woman threw herself on top of that casket? And do you know why? She thought he was moving, trying to come out. What happened in Florida, like 3 old ladies are having dinner. You know how old ladies, if you have old people in your family having dinner. After they finish eating, the waiter comes over and he says to the 3 old ladies, was anything all right? I think that's a good joke because we all have old parents, etc. Talking about old parents, this man called up his mother in Florida and he said, Mom, how are you? So she said, I am wonderful. I have the best food to eat here. I had such a good day. It was just perfect. The man starts thinking. He takes the telephone, he says, wrong number. If you all have parents, you must understand, right? We all understand. Now, I read this very funny article, which a rabbi said, he gave a lecture, that the RCA, which is the Rabbinical Council of America, they now have a new recorded message. Of course, it's only a joke. I'm sure you understand that, okay? Because they want to be up to par. It says as follows. Thank you for calling. There is a rabbi available at all times to answer any questions. If you're Orthodox, press 613. That's the number of commandments we Orthodox people keep, 613. If you are conservative, press 1 or 2. Because the conservative Jews, they all do whatever they want. 1 does this, 2 does this. If you are Reformed, press any button you like. If you are a Reconstructionist, and I'm sure you heard of that, because nobody knows what that is, press all the buttons. If you are Chabad of the Lubavitcher, please wait a moment for the Messiah to come. Depending on which buttons you have pressed, this is what you would hear according to the RCA. Hello, you have reached the Orthodox Rabbi. The answer to your question is that it is absolutely forbidden by the Torah. However, if you wish to change your affiliation, press 1. Hello, you have reached a conservative rabbi. The answer to your question is that we have ruled either answer to be correct, either 1 or 2. Both are acceptable. Hello, you have reached a Reform rabbi. The answer to your question is, if you want to sing, go right ahead and do it. Hello, you have reached the Reconstructionist rabbi. The answer to your question presumes that there is an answer. We have not decided the issue as yet, but you can always answer your own question. As you know, this is a very funny joke because we, in all our different denominations, that's the way we feel. We can't agree on anything. Now, I read this wonderful statement here, which I thought was funny since I'm getting older. Many of my friends are getting older. You know you're getting older when, number one, everything hurts, and what doesn't hurt does not work anymore. Number two, the gleam in your eyes is from the sun hitting your bifocals. And next, you feel like the night after when you haven't even been anywhere yet. The next one, your little black book contains only names that end in MD. That's very funny. Like my medicine chest has all the medicines, not makeup or anything. Now you get winded playing chess. Your back goes out more than you do. You have too much room in the house and not enough room in the medicine cabinet. You find your teeth, you sink your teeth into a steak and they stay there. I cut this out because you never know when we all get older. Now this next thing is a very topical article that I read and very humorous. The French teacher was teaching French, and she taught the class that words are either masculine or feminine in French, le or la. So one of the students asked, but teacher, what is a computer? Is a computer masculine, le computer, or la computer? The teacher said, I really don't know. You will go home and you will do this for homework, and tomorrow you will come back and you will tell me whether a computer is masculine or feminine. Here's what happened. The women declared that a computer is masculine for the following reasons. Number one, they are supposed to help you solve the problem, but most of the time they are the problem. Number two, they have a lot of data, but they are always clueless. Number three, this is good. In order to get their attention, you must turn them on. And number four, as soon as you commit yourself to one, you realize that if you had waited just a little longer, you could have had a better model. That's so clever. But now here comes the next one. What did the men say? The men declared that a computer is, of course, feminine for the following reasons. Number one, no one but their own creator understands the internal logic. Number two, the native language that the computer uses to communicate with other computers is only understood, it is incomprehensible to everyone else, only understood by each other. Number three, even your smallest mistakes are stored in long-term memory for later retrieval. That's the most clever one. Number four, why are they women? Number four, as soon as you make a commitment to one, you find yourself spending half of your paycheck on accessories for it. Isn't this the most clever thing about the computer? It's masculine or feminine, whatever you want it to be, whatever. Now, what happened here? A group of leading medical people have published data that indicates that Seder participants on Passover should not eat both chopped liver and charosis. It is indicated that this combination can lead to cirrhosis of the liver. At our Seder, we had whole wheat and bran matzahs, fortified with metamucil. The brand name, of course, is Let My People Go. All Jewish men in Miami get a hernia wearing a very heavy chai necklace. It is called a chayetel hernia. If you see in Florida, all the old men with the big necklaces. What do you call steaks ordered by 10 Jewish men? Filet mignon. A mignon is when 10 Jewish men pray together. If a doctor carries a black bag and a plumber carries a toolbox, what does a mohel carry? The answer, a brisket. You know, a mohel makes a bris, you understand, okay? Jewish Jeopardy is a game in which the answers are given first and then you have to give the question. The answer, midrash. Question, what is a Middle East skin disease? Midrash. Number 2, the Gaza Strip. What's the question? What is an Egyptian belly dancer? A Gaza Strip. Next, a classroom, a Passover ceremony, and a latke. What's the question? What is a cheder, a seder, and a tater? Here's another answer, sofa. Sofa. On what do Jews recline on Passover? A sofa? A sofa is a scribe, you know, in Hebrew. The next answer, Babylon, Babylon. Question, what does the rabbi do during some sermons? He babylons. Very funny, very funny. Here is, I have a lot more jokes, but I'm just going to give you some of the articles which I found very funny. Of course, I can tell you many more jokes if you want to hear them. I will have to make another show next month and give you the rest of the jokes which I have, you know. How about this story? It's very topical, especially since I was brought up when women's lib came into existence, like in the 60s. 3 guys meet every year. One time, only 2 guys show up, and they wait and they wait. All of a sudden, this gorgeous girl, you know, walks by. They look. The girl said, hello. They said, who are you? We don't know you. So the girl said, I used to be your friend Joseph, but now I'm Josephine. I had a sex change operation. They looked, are you kidding us? You were Joseph? But didn't it hurt you when they put the breasts on you? So she said, no, didn't bother me. They said, you had a sex change, but didn't it hurt you when you had an operation on other parts of your body? She said, no, didn't bother me. They looked. They said, well, did anything bother you? So she said, yes. When they cut my salary in half, that's what killed me. See, if you're all like me, you would appreciate that show. Very funny. I mean, I can go on all day here, if you know what I mean, right? Now, here we have an article. The Harvard School of Medicine did a study of why. There is a big controversy on the Jewish view of when life begins in the tradition of the fetus. When does life begin for a Jewish fetus? When? Is it like within 40 days when it's born or when it's conceived? You know what the answer is according to Jewish tradition? When does life begin for a Jewish fetus? The answer is when he graduates from medical school. Very funny. Why don't Jewish mothers drink? You know why? Alcohol interferes with their suffering. See, Jewish mothers, they're known to suffer, you know, with their children. They're always complaining. You know, that's what we say about Jewish mothers. They said once in the Bronx courthouse they had a Jewish mother on the jury. They select a jury. There was this Jewish mother. Do you know at the end of the trial she found herself guilty? They always make fun of Jewish mothers. I'm one of them too. I have 17 grandchildren and 3 children. Have you seen the newest movie about the Jewish American princess? It's a horror movie. You know what the name of it is? Debbie Does the Dishes. So why do Jewish mothers make great parole officers? You know why? They never let anyone finish a sentence. You don't have to say just about Jewish mothers. I'm sure many mothers are like that. Many. When the doctor called Mrs. Lieberbaum to tell her that her check came back, you know what she said? So did my arthritis. Very funny. You probably all heard this joke. A man called his mother in Florida. Mom, how are you? She said, not too good. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I haven't moved in 3 days. I'm so weak. So the guy said, what do you mean, Ma? You haven't eaten in 3 days? What happened? The mother said, I was waiting by the phone for you to call me. I didn't want to have food in my mouth when you called. That's a typical Jewish mother. Now here, a Jewish boy comes home from school and tells his mother he's been given a part in a play. He's all excited. That's wonderful, said the mother. What part is it? The boy says, I play the part of the Jewish husband. The mother gets so mad. Go back and tell them you want a speaking part. Well, we let ourselves be made fun of. What can we do? Where does a Jewish husband hide his money from his wife? The answer is under the vacuum cleaner. I saw a wonderful play, Utopia, which I really love. It's where this boy, he's not Jewish, and he wants to marry a Jewish girl. So he asks his Jewish friend, how should he act, what should he do to marry a Jewish girl? So the friend looks at him and said, we Jewish boys, we love to go out with non-Jewish girls, and we want to marry a non-Jewish girl. Why would you want to marry a Jewish girl? So he said, I'll tell you why. I'll never have to make another decision in my life. So funny. She'll tell me what to wear, where to live, you know. That's the way they are. They take over. It's good. It's very good to have a Jewish wife. How many Jewish mothers does it take to change a light bulb? The answer is, don't bother. I'll sit in the dark. But I heard a very good joke because about Orthodox rabbis. How many Orthodox rabbis does it take to change a light bulb? You know how many? Change? We should change? That's the answer. Change? Very funny, very funny. Now, what's a Jewish telegram? Begin worrying. Details to follow. Details to follow. Here, I told you these jokes already. This I told you. Now we're going to go over other jokes. Actual personal ads that were cut out from the Israeli newspapers. Someone sent it to me. You know, on the back where they have the personals. And these are the ads people put in. They're probably a joke, but I don't think anybody would really write such an ad. Number 1, attractive Jewish woman, 35, college graduate, seeks successful Jewish Prince Charming to get me out of my parents' house. Next, a shul gabbai, the one who takes care of the shul, 36. I take out the Torah Saturday morning. Would like to take you out Saturday night. Now, Divorced Jewish man seeks a partner to attend synagogue with, light the Sabbath candles, celebrate all the Jewish holidays, build a sukkah together, and go to brises, bar mitzvahs, dash, religion not important. Very funny. Next ad. Worried about your in-laws meddling in your marriage? I am an orphan. Please call me. Very funny ad. Now, many people here know. Now know what a Yeki is, a German Jew. Yekis are very, very correct in every way. So this German Jew, he went on a plane and he said to his travel agent, I will only go if I get a seat by the window. And he goes on, in his trip, he comes back, he said, I want my money back. The travel agent said, what happened? He said, I did not have the seat by the window. So the travel agent said, if it meant that much to you, why didn't you ask the person sitting next to you by the window to change with you? He said there was nobody sitting there. Only a Yeka would do such a thing. Now, a rabbi, he went and he wanted to look for a job. So his reference from the old shul said, this rabbi is so great that he can be compared to Moses, our leader, and to God himself. He gets the job, the people can't stand him, he's so disgusting. So they write a letter to the synagogue. What did you do? Why would you say that to us? So the synagogue said, yes, as Moses, our leader, couldn't speak, because he had a speech impediment, so he can't speak. He's compared to God. Like God is not a human being, so he's also not a man. She's not a human being. That's why they gave him that reference. So I have more material, but it's going to take much more time. I think I have another minute. Here are some more singles advertisements. Number one, I am a sensitive Jewish prince whom you can open your heart to. Share your innermost thoughts and deepest secrets. Confide in me. I will understand all your insecurities. No fat or ugly people, please apply. Very funny. Anyway, I think my time is up. I hope you enjoyed my half hour of humor. Okay, and I'll see you next time.